I'm gonna seize the day today. Leave out and run on. See what the end's gonna be. Leave out, run on. See what the end's gonna be. I'm gonna seize the day. I'm gonna seize the day. I'm gonna seize the day. On the Daily Antidote. Are we live? Oh, shucks. On the on Daily Antidote of Song. Okay, y'all just came in on the tail end of a conversation I was having with Joe. But might as well. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome to Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome to Daily Antidote of Song, where your soul gets to shine on. I just made that up, but whatever. It's one of these things. We are seizing the day. Everybody, grand morning, great morning, grand rising to us all. I'm Arnaé, your host for today's edition of Daily Antidote of Song, which is lovingly brought to you by the good people at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them a bow, y'all. Give them a bow. And so this is day 2 of Seize the Day week here at Daily Antidote of Song. And we've got a very special, very beloved guest in the room this morning. We will get to after we say our greetings to the Facebook Live family. Joe, I'm getting it. I'm figuring it out. So everybody, say hello to the Facebook Live family. Say hi to Cindy. Say hi to Tiger. Say hi to Bobby, Jan, all of them. You know what to do. All right, everybody. This is fantastic. Okay, and now I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming the Zoom roomers. You all can wave at each other first. Go ahead. All right. I always like to start out the hellos to Jojo Rossi. Yay! To Busy Graham, who I don't see her yet, but I think she's somewhere in the room. And to Katie, our Zoom guru, on the road for the day. Katie, I wish everybody could see where you are. But she's in good, man, she had a rest stop. Somebody, we need to set up a GoFundMe so we can get Katie home. Get Katie home. I'm kidding. Katie's in beautiful weather, in good company, and we're just excited that she's here with us. Okay, so here comes my turn to sing hello to people. All right, let me make this big. All right. All right. So glad to see Pat Neal. So glad to see Aloysius. So glad to see Deli and Becky Kane in BC. I'm so glad to see Susan Shawn. So glad to see my friend Arlene Baxter. So glad to see Dick and Kathy. Can't wait to hug y'all pretty soon. And I'm so glad to see Deborah Danenfield. So glad to see Ann in Knoxville. Hey, so glad to see my Susan G. And so glad to see Karen. So glad to see Phil in Totnes. So glad to see, somebody's iPad. So glad to see Gary Pausner, Sarah Page, Amanda and Miles. I'm so glad to see Martha Wagner. So glad to see Terry Shaw. So glad to see my girl Bonnie Schuster and Boise, Idaho. And I'm so glad to see Susan Miller. So glad to see Ruth in Birmingham. Pinky out. So glad to see Dan Walker and Luda and Dane. Hey, Dane, I see you again. And next page, so glad to see Caroline in D.C. and Nancy with the moo cow. So glad to see my friend Storm, storming up the day, yes, storming up the day. I'm so glad to see Barb in New York. So glad to see Jim in New York. Hey, so glad to see Penny and Ralph and Tom in Victoria, BEC. I'm so glad to see Fred in Silver Spring. So glad to see I'll see. So glad to see Carol and Annette and Mabel with those dancing bears. Ooh, so glad to see Jamie Dundas. So glad to see Sandra Moore. So glad to see my Busy Graham. Here's Busy Graham. Everybody say hi, Busy Graham. And so glad to see Barb in Virginia. So glad to see Ryan and everybody else whose faces I can't see. I'm so glad to greet you on this Tuesday. Yay. Okay, enough of me. Enough. All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are in day 2 of Seize the Day week here at Daily Antidote of Song. And today's guest is an uber talented multi instrumentalist. He's a Grammy nominated artist who endeavors to share his love and knowledge of old time American music via his voice and many instruments, including an instrument whose ancestral roots trace all the way back to Africans who were enslaved here in America and brought with them the tradition of making music with a special gourd that we now call the banjo. But today, he's playing a guitar. So everybody, y'all already know him. Y'all already love him. Put your hands together for the incredible Hubby Jenkins. Woo! Open up, bruh.
Thank you very much. So glad to be here. Yesterday was my birthday, and I don't know if you guys have ever partied so much that your brain literally cannot hold in the wonderful memories from the night before. We're going to do this song. Here it comes at you. This is a song entitled, it comes from the freedom singers and freedom fighters in the mid-60s, entitled Freedom is a Constant Struggle. Say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. Struggle so long, we must be free. They say that freedom is a constant cry. They say that freedom is a constant cry. They say that freedom is a constant cry. Oh Lord, we cried so long, we must be free. Is a constant sorrow. Say that freedom is a constant sorrow. They say that freedom is a constant sorrow. Oh Lord, we sorrow so long, we must be free. I'm gonna jump to dying. Say that freedom is a constant dying. They say that freedom we must be free. We must be
Ooh, this early in the morning, really? This early in the morning? I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay, so this is our first time meeting. Happy to meet you. So please bear with
Nice
me
to
in
meet you
case I
too.
ask you some questions that everybody already knows. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know that you are a city-fied gentleman, but your southern roots are coming through. Where are your people from? Where are you from?
My people come from Reedsville, North Carolina, which is like about an hour north of Greensboro. And they all got out like in the 50s and 60s and moved to New York. And then the blackout happened in 1977, and everyone got scared and went back to North Carolina. So when I was coming up, I spent like summers going down to Reedsville. Well, I had one of my parents is from Reedsville, my other parents from Puerto Rico. So once I got old enough to say, please send me to Puerto Rico for summer vacation, that's when that started happening. But when I
Got
was
it, got it,
young, spent a lot of time in Reedsville, North Carolina. Yeah.
got it, got it. And then, so how old were you when you started picking up all these instruments? Because you play a lot of instruments, which we're going to get into. But when did your interest in music first start springing up?
I mean, since I was a kid, like I played like saxophone from the age of 5 until I was like 15. And then in high school, I switched to like cello and viola, and then started playing bass with like friends and bands. And I took a year off from college and figured out I wanted to play music. And in that year, I got really into blues. Like I got into country blues, and the rest is history, I guess, from there.
Wow, wow. And is that when you picked up the banjo and the guitar?
I picked up the guitar first. I had a job where I was selling ice cream out of a stand in Bryant Park in Midtown Manhattan,
I know where that is.
and I got really into like a friend of mine made me a mix CD that had some Skip James on it. It was the first time I'd ever heard Skip James, and I got my paycheck that day, and I just went to Guitar Center. I said, "Turn this into a guitar." And they took my check and gave me a guitar, and then it rained that night, so no one bought ice cream. So I just sat in the kiosk, just kind of like, okay, G. And there was no iPhone, there was no smartphones, so just figuring out chords, doing lots of stuff in this rainy kiosk. That was my first guitar, old timey instrument. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that. So, whether you knew it or not, you were coming straight out of the tradition of the great Black American banjo songsters when you finally got there. Horace Weston, John Snipes, Etta Baker, Cora
Yeah.
Phillips, Gustavus Cannon. So you discovered their music after you started playing banjo, or was it before? How did that work?
I'll tell it like this: like when I first started playing old time music, my gateway drug was country blues, and I was like, I would listen to stuff like the Harry Smith folk anthology, and like hear the banjo, and it'd always be like Clarence Ashley or some real Appalachian stuff, and I'd be like, that's not for me, that's some white people shit, and I would just skip it. I'm sorry, stuff, white people stuff, and I would
You
just
just
skip
said
it.
it. Come on with it. Come on, bruh. We family. We family.
So, thank you very much. And so I would skip it, and I was playing somewhere. I think I was just like busking or something, and I was playing a Robert Johnson song. And some guy came up to me. He's like, "Boy," and I was like, "All right." He's like, "Boy, I ain't never heard no black man play bluegrass before," and I was like, "Oh, that's wrong," you know. And so I just started like doing that. Made me want to be educated, so I could say to people like, "Actually, this is what this music is. This is what black people is." And that in that time period, I learned that the banjo was a black instrument, was a slave instrument created by enslaved Africans. Like I didn't even know it, and so when I learned that, I was just like, oh, okay. And then a friend of a friend was passing through New York and was like, hey, I have this banjo that I'm going to get rid of. You can have it. Let me show you how to claw hammer real quick. And I picked it up in like minutes. It was like God like just tapped me and said, and now you. And so they happened so close together. Like me learning this thing about the banjo being a black instrument, and then like getting a banjo in my hands and just claw hammering immediately. So
So you got that Matrix download, like Neo
that's
did. Download. Okay,
that's
so
right.
we've been talking about this banjo. Can I see it? I'm curious. Do you have a four, five, six string?
I got a 5 string. I got two 5 string banjos here. Let's do this one. And
Ooh, that's
this
beautiful.
oh, it's tuned to something. banjo for you, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is a banjo made by a guy named Greg Galbraith. I'm sorry, let me just really tune it. And to think of that, like, I think I've probably talked about this before, but, everything happens on this instrument. The creation of American music is this instrument. There are articles from back in the day where they're like, our first holy American music is happening on the plantations. Thank God for slavery. But it's the amalgamation of all that. Here we go.
Ah. One more time.
Sorry, my coffee kicked in. My coffee kicked in on that.
No, bro, that's your happy space. That is your happy space. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see the download just coming. And you just grab me. What are the other instruments that you play? I know they're percussion instruments.
I can play that. I can play.
I'm not saying you gotta play it right now. I ain't saying you gotta play it right now.
Yeah.
Tell us. Just tell us.
I play guitar, banjo, mandolin, bass, the bones. I picked up the fiddle during the shutdowns last night, but I kind of been cooled off on the fiddle a little bit recently. Yeah, I think that's, if it's got strings, I could do something with it, basically.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. The piano?
I could fake it. I could do like, sometimes in our lives.
There we go.
We all have faith.
With these two fingers. So these are your typing fingers. I see what's
yeah, we all have sorrow.
I feel it. Yeah, all right. This is so great. I also know that you are a world traveler who collects vintage books, and you've developed a series about the CYO. Tell us about that.
Yeah, when in Caroline Chocolate Drops, and like, we would talk a lot about the black roots of American music. Our mission was just letting people know that, the black history of American music. And as I started to get deeper into that, I started reading a lot of books that are just like, very intense, dark parts of our history, slavery by numbers and all this other stuff. And I was on a beach one day after we did a tour that ended in Australia, and I stayed for an extra day and hung out on the beach. And I opened up, laid myself out and opened my book, and it was like chapter 1, Feet in Chains. And I looked up, and it was a beautiful day, and my brain was like, I need a break, And it went back to my favorite books as a kid, which were Choose Your Own Adventure books. So I started collecting them again, and my favorite author was cut out of the reissue, so I had to start looking for the old books. Fast forward a little bit in my solo stuff, and my solo stuff is a little bit more political and a little bit more direct about what my thoughts are and my interpretations of the music and the history. And I met resistance, just doing it like straight show, just like blah, blah, blah. And people would get mad, or people would write me angry emails calling me a racist and like all kinds of weird stuff like that. And so also, I'm a big fan of Andy Kaufman, if anyone knows who that is. And so I just took his idea, kind of combined The Great Gatsby with like black history and me loving these books and collecting them. And just at a show, I just started reading the books. So I would just like read a page and say, who wants to go left? Who wants to go right? Okay, we'll do it after a second. The instrument the banjo's a black instrument. It comes out of slavery, blah, blah, like, fuck you, let's play the song. Okay, now back to the book. And it was just like a way of disarming people in the audience, if that makes sense.
It
And so it
does.
just grew from that, and my collection is now like just bursting with books. And so during the shutdowns, I just started reading them. I would just read a book and then play music, and it's just my collection of books that I love, and it was just a way of sharing and connecting with people, and that's the importance of them to me anyway. So yeah.
So what you're saying is I could call you up and say, "Yo, I want this book," and then you'll read it and then play a song for me.
Oh, so what the show is I mean, yes, if people want to do that, I don't have a call me up service, but we can start it. Hit me up at hubbyjenkins@gmail.com. Call me and I will read you a choose your own adventure book. Like that is a guarantee. I hand to God, I will do that for you. But what we do now is because life has kind of opened up a little bit, I moved it from being weekly to monthly, which reminds me, first Tuesday of every month on Hubby Jenkins' Facebook channel. Both of my moms are always there. My mom was yelling at me actually yesterday, like, when are you going to do the show? Your fans need it. And what I do is I read a Choose Your Own Adventure book and I put out the options. If you guys don't know what a Choose Your Own Adventure book is, you get to a certain page and it gives you decisions of which way to go. So it has many different endings.
Yes.
So I put it out to the chat. People decide which way we go and we do an ending and we're like, oh, we made it, or no, shucks, the shark ate us. And then we pull out whiskey, or recently it's been Puerto Rican rum, and play music. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you know how to do it. All right.
I'm trying to live.
We have to because none of it's promised. Okay, where do people find you and where do people find your music?
I live at Hubby Jenkins. I almost gave my actual address, but I live in Queens. But I also live at hubbyjenkins.com, and on Facebook and Instagram. You can email me at hubbyjenkins@gmail. I'm really bad with social media, but I'm pretty swift with the emails. So if you want to get at me in that way, through the website, you'll find my music there and links to the music, including, I think the most recent thing is like an EP of gospel music that I have. And hopefully I will finish a full record. It's in the works. And just like a little tidbit, like, you know, like songs like this that I sang today is like sort of the culmination of like my gospel music journey, which I've been
That's
on
right.
for a couple of years now. And I couldn't feel an ending to it in any way. I was like, am I going to be performing Kirk Franklin songs? Like, what is the end of this timeline that I'm doing? And I made it to
Stomp,
like,
baby. I can see you doing stomp. I can see that.
stop. Oh, my brother say stop. Oh, my sister say. But like, but then I got to like the civil rights movement. I was like, of course, like duh. And so I'm just now exploring that in a lot of ways, and just the relevancy of this. You know, this song came out of. They say several people have given credit for writing it, but it comes out of like people missing in 1964, going down south to fight for
That's right.
freedom.
That's
And
right.
like people just disappearing, and so like just the importance of that, especially now with all this nonsense and January 6th and what you like, you know. So yeah, just wanted to throw that message in there too. Like, keep struggling, keep fighting. It sucks and it's hard, but like we don't get there.
It's constant. It's a slow thing. It's a slow progress. So can we seize the day, hubby, and have you perform the song again and we can sing with you, please?
Oh yeah, I forgot about part two.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And thanks for having me as always. I'm a big fan of all of you. I love you all very much. They say that freedom is a constant sorrow. I started with sorrow, sorrow. They say that freedom is a constant sorrow. They say that freedom is a constant sorrow. Oh Lord, we sorrowed so long, we must be free. Moaning. They say that freedom is a constant moaning. They say that freedom is a constant moan. They say that freedom is a constant moan. Dying, constant dying. Say that freedom is a constant dying. Say that freedom is a constant dying. Oh Lord, we died so long. We must be free. Constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. Lord, we struggle so long. We must be free. Must be free.
Oh, yeah. Woo. All right. Taking me to church this morning, you know.
That's the way.
Wow. Hubby, thank you
Thank you so much.
for your virtuosity. Bruh,
It's
you just
9:30.
okay, that's my computer. Okay. It's you all over it. Thank you. There's been a request for you to play some bones. Play some bones, play some bones.
Oh,
Throw them
okay.
bones, throw them bones, throw them bones,
Throw them bones.
throw them bones, bruh.
Catfish.
Just real quick. Just real quick. Just real quick. Real
Okay,
quick.
real quick. Sorry. Oh, Moses, Moses, don't get lost in that Red Sea. Smart your rod and come across in that Red Sea. Moses, Moses, don't get lost in that Red Sea. Smart your rod and come across in that Red Sea. Stop and talk about the host, get lost. Get lost, get lost, there and the host, get lost. In that Red Sea, talk about the host, get lost. Get lost, oh, about the host, get lost. In that Red Sea, oh, Moses, Moses, don't get lost in that Red Sea. Smart your rod and come across in that Red Sea. Moses, Moses, don't get lost in that Red Sea. Drop your rod and come across in that Red Sea. Stop and talk about the host, get lost. Get lost, Pharaoh and the host, get lost in that Red Sea.
Woo! Okay, I'm coming to see you. We got some music. And you know what? I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up with David Pleasant because he plays the spoons, he plays the knees, all of that. And you know Vernon Reed, who plays a mean banjo.
That's true. Yes, please. Hook me up with everybody. I need to see everybody and meet everybody and do things. COVID, time's up. I'm hanging. I'm hungry to hang. So, yes, please.
Fantastic. So happy you're here, and I definitely will be contacting you because I need me a story. Woo, everybody take a breath on that and give them a huge hand. Come on, y'all. Show your love.
Thank you very much.
Show your love. All right. Let me find my notes. Okay, you got my head all you got my head all messed up right now. Okay. Okay. I'm supposed to say, yes, today there are the continuation of the constructive white conversations, the anti-racist discussions that have been held. This is a group that was founded by the wonderful Dan Zanes, who we know and love, and Claudia. I gotta give her a shout out. This is the Baltimore chapter. Jojo, it's happening today. Is that the case? It's happening tomorrow. I see it. I see it in the chat. It's happening tomorrow. Okay. So definitely show up for that. Happy belated birthday, hubby. You Scorpio. See, I'm a Libra Scorpio. My birthday was last Thursday. So yeah.
Happy belated. We might be cousins or something. I'm feeling a connection right here.
I know our ears are the same. Come on, Rob. Our ears are the same. All right. And let's see if there's anything else. Yes, I'm supposed to say if there are new people in the room, please hang out until the very end. And that means when everyone is gone. And the wonderful Jojo Rossi will give you your own very special welcome. Also, there's a cocktail party on Thursday. Yo, y'all Carpe Diem folks know how to party. I got to say this. Y'all know how to party. So all that information should be in the chat. If you want to sing with me tonight, I'm on Zoom with my regular classes Tuesday nights between 7 9 p.m. Pacific time. So take a disco nap in between and then come hang out with me because I know how to party too. That's what's up. All right. I think we've covered everything. Is that correct, JoJo? All right. Hubby, thank you again, sir, so much. Be in contact. Love you, love you, love you, love you. All right.
Right back at you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. And I think it's time to say goodbye to the Facebook family. Facebook Live folks, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.